One of the most remade films in Indian cinema is the 1993 Malayalam film Mani Chitrathad. A film starring Mohanlal and Shobna is often talked about in popular culture regarding the effective synergy it created in balancing genres of comedy and horror, and how its impact was so much that producers from different states felt it would connect in other languages. When Akshay Kumar was at his comedic peak in the mid-2000s and his collaborations with Priyadarshan and Anis Bazmi were generating incessant laughter in theatres, Bhool Bhulaiyaa also guaranteed the same and more. I remember being in school when I watched Bhool Bhulaiyaa and not knowing the original source material. I was shocked at the effective storytelling, the hilarious performances of actors like Akshay Kumar and Rajpal Yadav, and especially the demonic presence that Vidya Balan showcased as Manjulika. This, since the mid-2000s, has been clear in the minds of trade experts of Hindi cinema that if there is a genre done with conviction, it generates almost a guaranteed hit in theatres, and that is the horror comedy genre. You look at the reaction of movies like Golmaal Against 3 or even Bhootnath. There is a communal viewing that these films guarantee that actually urge audiences to go with their peers and experience the jump scares and gags together. Before I even get to the trailer of Bhool Bhulaiyaa 2, I just wanted to state a few reasons why I'm worried about this film from the onset. Number one, it is just another edition of the franchise model in Bollywood that does not care about expanding the world already established and starts off with new characters and a world not in any way correlated to the celebrated first film, other than its most popular element, the spirit of Manjulika. Number two, it doesn't hold on to the original director Priyadarshan and hands off the reins of the franchise to Anis Bazmi, who has had a terrible run with films lately with disasters like Pagalpanti and Welcome Back. Even a franchise like Welcome to be ruined so awfully with its second installment was such a travesty, making me think that if Bazmi can ruin a product he himself made famous, will he really have the ability to invest us with a property that he has just been handed over? Number 3, a fan page on Twitter justifiably stated that every famous Akshay Kumar movie from the mid-2000s that has had a new installment have been disasters, be it Welcome Back or even Namaste England. Is Bhool Bhulaiyaa 2 going to change that trend, or will history repeat itself? Number 4, it's never a good sign when you see that the film has been written by Farhad Samji. I just associate cringe dialogues with the man and there's no two ways about it. By the way, the first film's screenplay was designed by Neeraj Vora, the man behind most of the comedy success stories of the mid-2000s. Coming to the trailer, rather than the individual approach for dealing with the issue of the haunted house being a doctor like the original, Kartik Aaryan seems to be a medium who can communicate with spirits. His name being credited as Roo Baba, I wonder whether the character actually has the ability to interact with spirits or is a poser and is working a racket-like business just to take advantage of superstitious people like the duo of Bhoot Police. Set in Rajasthan, the spirits of Manjulika seem to have returned and are causing havoc in this palatial household. Tabu's character being the only one who really understands the massive threat the spirit causes, and how Kartik Aaryan deals with the eccentric characters and the mayhem she causes may presumably be the premise of this movie. Trade experts and critics were given a screening of the film's trailer and were raving about it on how the humor in the trailer seems impeccable and how everyone will fall in love with Kartik Aaryan's dance moves. Exaggeration aside, I wasn't fully convinced that this movie is going to deliver in all fronts, and one should manage their expectations as this is a genre that has a very thin line between cringe and hilarious. I feared that Kiara Advani would be wasted in this film just like Lakshmi, as playing the romantic interest, just acting out reactionary shots in the movie, but they've incorporated her getting possessed, which made me laugh rather than develop an iota of fear within me. To channelize the same demonic presence that Vidya Balan did with the first Hindi film is extremely tough, and rather than having a glimpse of that performance, the moment just seemed like an extension of the underwhelming Durga Mati with Bhumi Pednekar. It's sad the projects that Kiara is saying yes to just being in the commercial space versus challenging herself and delivering. Tabu seems to be the only understated and effective performer in this universe, who might contribute to engaging us in the drama, but that's too much pressure on a capable actor trying to save a sinking ship in which mostly people are hamming their way through the running minutes. The gag, other than the one delivered by the little kid, did not really make me hysterically laugh or get genuinely excited for this movie. Kartik Aaryan in the comedy genre has made a name for himself, and I have thoroughly enjoyed some of his performances in several of those ventures. But the pressure with this film is extremely high, for one to deliver in the box office and to two, even come close to the effective performances, especially that of Akshay Kumar. Rajpal Yadav and Sanjay Mishra as the comedic relief may provide some respite, but I did not see a moment of them being the saving grace for this movie. Just comedic actors handed punchline after punchline, wishing and praying audiences laugh their heart out. I hope the film delivers in the horror front at least, and in explaining the reason why Manjulika may have returned to haunt these people in this mansion. I only loved Arijit's voice utilized for the trailer and the demonic laugh that echoed in the conclusion. It doesn't really say much about the entire trailer, because I'm more skeptical about this project than thoroughly excited. The expectations and pressure this film has in delivering what the 2007 Hindi film did so well is an uphill battle in itself, and the trailer doesn't really give good signs in it matching the same quality. I've been desperate for horror movies in Hindi cinema that genuinely make you jump off your seat and make you squint your eye, anticipating the dread ahead. We have been subjected to absolute duds in the genre for quite some time. Where Bulbul and Stree delivered in some fronts, there hasn't been anything as effective as Tumbad, and I don't want to exceed my expectations, of course, in any way, remotely thinking that something of that quality can be recreated so fast. But you know what I'm talking about, right? The excitement to head for a movie like Hereditary, the Insidious or Conjuring franchise, or something even as eccentric as Midsommar. Screw that, even games like Resident Evil Village and the reactions that are generated with its inventive and spooky treatment. What happened to the horror genre in Hindi cinema, and why it became such a dying medium is another topic to be explored entirely. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the trailer. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.